I used to wake up to 137 messages. All from the same group chat, the sisterhood. That's what we called ourselves. 4 of us. Me, Madison, and then the trio, Riley, Brooke, and Kayla. We were inseparable since freshman year of high school. Makeup swaps, sleepovers, breakup breakdowns, shared playlists, late-night Zooms, you name it. But this morning? Nothing. Not a single ding. No memes. No, look at this guy I matched with. No drama recap. Just silence. I rub my eyes and open the app. Still nothing. Then I search for the chat.
Gone.
Not archived. Not muted.
Just not there.
I stare at my screen like it's glitching. Then it hits me. That weird knot in my chest. You know the one, the kind that warns you when something's not just wrong, it's personal. It's not like we were fighting. At least, I didn't think we were. There were a couple of times I didn't go along with the group. I didn't laugh at a joke about someone's weight in the hallway. I didn't cancel lunch with my grandma just because Riley wanted to hit them all. Little things, right? But I guess when you're in a pack, any step outside the circle becomes betrayal.
Still, I didn't expect this.
I text the group. Or what used to be the group. Hey, did the chat glitch or something? No one replies. I try again, this time directly to Riley. Is everything okay?
Read.
No response. The next day at school, it's like I'm invisible. Riley walks right past me, giggling with Kayla like I never existed. Brooke won't even meet my eyes. I feel the flush rise to my cheeks. It's like everyone can see the digital scar on my forehead, not in the group chat anymore. The same hallway I used to float through now feels like a tunnel of whispers. At lunch, I sit alone. Not out of pride, but because the seat next to Riley is filled with someone new. A freshman. Blonde, giggly, wearing my favorite cherry lip gloss.
They replaced me.
And not just in the group chat. That night, I cry so hard my chest hurts. Not because I'm weak, but because I feel stupid. I trusted them. I loved them. When Riley's parents were fighting, I stayed up on FaceTime with her till 3 a.m. When Kayla got dumped last spring, I literally brought a pint of cookies and cream to her house in my pajamas. And now, I'm just erased. Like a name on a dry erase board. But something shifts in me that night. I scroll through my camera roll. Hundreds of videos I'd filmed over the past year. Little monologues. Makeup tutorials. Day in my life, vlogs. Silly dances. All private. All hidden in my drafts because Riley once told me, nobody wants to see that cringe. I look at my reflection in the phone screen. I want to see it. So maybe someone else will too. I post one video. Just one. It's raw. No filter. No music. Just me. POV. When your best friends create a new group chat without you, and you find out because you don't wake up to 137 messages. I add some text overlays. You were everything to them until you had your own opinions. You called it boundaries. They called it betrayal. You didn't change. They just stopped clapping when you did. I press post before I can second-guess myself. And I go to sleep. The next morning, 34.6K views.
No.
I'm not kidding. My phone's blowing up. Comments like, "This happened to me too, broken heart. You're not alone. They lost someone good. The way this hit, wow." I sit in bed, stunned. My voice, the one they told me was too sensitive, too dramatic, too much, is echoing across screens around the country. And it's just beginning. Later that day, Riley walks past my locker. She's on her phone, scrolling, eyes wide. She doesn't say a word, but I see it. She's seen the video. That same night, I post another one. It's a glow-up reel. Me doing my makeup, brushing my curls, wearing the outfit Riley once called too extra. The caption? POV. They replaced you, so you replace their silence with your own volume. Over 100K views by morning. And for the first time in weeks, I don't feel alone. Because they didn't just erase me. They set me free. You know that feeling when you walk into a room and people pretend they weren't just talking about you? Yeah, that's my Monday morning. I push open the school doors, and everything goes quiet for half a second. It's barely noticeable, just enough for my gut to twist. Then it starts. The low hum of whispers. Glances tossed my way like paper darts. It would have broken me 2 weeks ago.
But now?
Now I walk straight past them with my head high because last night's video hit 220,000 views. And that freshman girl who took my spot in the lunch group? She follows me now. In English class, my phone buzzes with a DM from a girl I've never met. Your videos make me feel like I'm not alone. Thank you. It's not just one. It's dozens. Messages from girls across the country who've been ghosted by their friends, cut out of chats, or made to feel like the outsider for simply standing up for themselves. This feels bigger than just me. Riley hasn't said a word, but she's watching. I see her scroll through my feed during lunch, thinking I won't notice. I catch the flicker of her jealousy, that familiar glint that used to show up anytime I got a little more attention than her. Now it's constant. And Brooke? She cornered me in the library. Why are you posting stuff like that? It's making us look bad. I blink at her. Funny. You didn't care how I looked when you kicked me out without a word. She stares at me like I slapped her. I didn't. But the truth stings harder than anything I could throw. Later that evening, I open my closet. Time for another video. This time it's a then versus. Now, transformation. Then, me in oversized hoodies, minimal makeup, hunched posture, fake smiling and mirror selfies. Now, me in a sleek crop top, curled hair, fresh makeup, walking through the city with earbuds in, and my confidence on full display. The caption reads, "They replaced me in the group chat. I replaced them with boundaries, peace, and a platform." I add a trending sound. Hit upload. In under 2 hours, it hits 75K likes. That night, I get a text.
Not a DM.
A real text. From Kayla.
Hey.
Can we talk? I stare at it for a long time. Then reply. What for? I didn't know they were cutting you out. Riley told me you wanted space. I feel awful. I almost believe her. But I remember that lunch table and how easily she laughed with the girl who took my place. So I don't respond. Instead, I film a voiceover reel. Just my voice. Calm, quiet, a little sad, but strong. Sometimes the closure you're waiting for is just proof they were never your people. It goes viral. Again. At school, it's no longer whispers. It's looks. Some are admiring. Some are jealous. Some just don't know what to do with me now. And Riley? She posts a TikTok of her own. A weak attempt at a glow-up video. Half-hearted transitions, stolen captions, and a pout that tries to look unbothered but screams panicked. Comments flood in. Didn't she ghost the girl who started this trend? Not her trying to copy eyes. Too late, queen. She already won. The real plot twist? A local teen-focused podcast reaches out. They want me to guest star.
Me.
The girl who used to sit in the corner, trying not to cry into her cafeteria fries. They say they love my message. That my story is what so many girls need to hear. I say yes before I can even second-guess myself. The day of the interview, I dress in my best outfit, sage green crop sweater, high-waisted jeans, and the necklace my grandma gave me after my first heartbreak. I sit down at the mic, heart pounding. The host, a woman maybe in her late 20s, smiles warmly.
So, Madison.
You've gone from being left out of a group chat to being followed by hundreds of thousands of people. How does that feel? I take a breath. It feels like I found the voice they told me to shrink. After the interview airs, things change.
Fast.
The platform reaches 1 million views within a week. I gain 80,000 new followers. A brand DMs me asking if I'd like to collaborate on a self-love campaign for teen girls. I say yes. Because I remember the girl I was 2 weeks ago.
And she deserves this win.
At school, Riley approaches me again. This time, with less smugness and more desperation. Madison. Look, I didn't think it would turn into all this. I just thought you didn't vibe with us anymore. I look her straight in the eyes. You're right. I don't. Then I turn and walk away. The morning after my podcast episode drops, I wake up to over 500 new DMs. Some from strangers, some from influencers, and a few from people I used to call friends. But I don't open those. Not yet. Instead, I scroll through message after message from girls like me. You said everything I couldn't. Thank you for showing that it's okay to walk away. I wish I had your courage. Funny, isn't it? A month ago, I couldn't even order food without Riley correcting the way I said quesadilla. Now I'm a speaker at the Empower Her virtual summit next month. School feels different. I'm not invisible anymore. People hold the door open. They smile when they pass me in the halls. Some even ask to take selfies. It's overwhelming, but not in a bad way. Still, not everyone's clapping. At lunch, Brooke mutters just loud enough for me to hear. She thinks she's famous now because she cried on TikTok. Riley adds, so embarrassing. I don't turn around. I don't react. But that afternoon, I film a video. It's a soft piano sound in the background. Just text on screen. They laughed when I cried. Now they copy my captions. Now they want to be seen next to me. But the girl who used to beg for their approval, she doesn't live here anymore. By evening, it's on the Explore page. Again. That night, I finally open one of the old group messages. Not the new ones Riley made without me. The original group chat. The one with the inside jokes and old sleepover plans and half-finished outfit inspo boards. It's dead silent.
Until now.
Because Kayla left a message. We messed up. And I know I did too. You didn't deserve what happened. I'm proud of you, even if I don't deserve to say that. I stare at it, and I cry. But this time, it's not from pain. It's something else. Maybe closure. Maybe power. Maybe both. The next day, something wild happens. A teacher, Ms. Reynolds, pulls me aside after class. I watched your podcast episode, she says. Would you be open to speaking at our upcoming Girls Leadership Assembly? I blink. Me? Really? You've built something from pain. That's real leadership, Madison. My name never sounded so strong before. I say yes. The school gym is packed. Rows and rows of girls, freshmen to seniors, sit cross-legged, fidgeting with bracelets, pulling at sleeves, giggling nervously. Just like I used to. I step up to the mic. The lights hit me. My heart pounds in my ears. But I speak anyway. My name is Madison. Some of you might know me from TikTok. But before that, I was the quiet girl in the corner of your lunch table. The one who laughed at every joke just to stay invited. The one who shrunk herself so others could shine. Until they stopped even seeing me. I pause. You don't have to keep shrinking to fit into people's comfort zones. Because the minute I stopped begging for a seat, I built my own stage. The room erupts in applause. I can't believe it. I actually see Brooke in the back. She's not clapping. She's just watching.
Tight-lipped.
Eyes unreadable. But I don't care anymore. After the assembly, girls come up to me. Some are crying. Some just hug me without asking. One whispers, "You saved me." I walk home with a full heart and a quiet smile. No group chat needed. But not everything is sunshine. Because that night, Riley goes live. And in typical Riley fashion, it's messy. She's acting like a hero, she says into the camera. Like we bullied her. When really, she just couldn't handle not being the center of attention. Thousands of people are watching. And the comments? They drag her. Wow, jealous much. Didn't you literally ghost her? She's inspiring, you're insecure. Next. The live ends quickly. But the damage?
Done.
The next morning, Kayla texts me again. I don't know who Riley is anymore. You deserve none of this. I hope we can talk one day. For real. I don't respond. Not out of spite, but because I'm not that girl anymore. I don't need closure from people who shattered me. I already gave it to myself. That evening, I stand in front of my mirror. 18 years old. Dark brown hair curled at the ends. Simple makeup with bold liner. Soft pink hoodie with the words, "Your voice matters," printed across the chest. A gift from one of the girls in my DMs. And a quiet confidence in my eyes. I film one more video. Just a smile and a caption. They replaced me. I rebuilt me. I hit post. And for once, I don't obsess over the views. Because I already know. They're watching. But I'm not watching them anymore. There's something weird about power. Not the kind that crushes people, but the kind that grows quietly inside your chest and holds your head up without you even realizing it. I feel it now when I walk through the halls. I feel it when I post without second-guessing every word. And I feel it when I don't answer Riley's third DM this week.
Yup.
She's trying. The message is long. Too long. I know I hurt you. I was going through stuff. But that's not an excuse. You didn't deserve how we left you out. I hope you're okay. I'd love to talk. No, I'm sorry. Just a bunch of I this and I that. It doesn't sting like it would have before. It just confirms everything. A few days later, the school counselor calls me in. I freeze for a second. Did I do something wrong? When I walk into the room, she's smiling softly. Hi, Madison. I just wanted to let you know that the district saw your podcast and speech. They're developing a peer support initiative, and they want you to help lead it. I blink. Wait, me? She nods. You've already started a movement. Now they want to give you the platform to take it further. I sit there, stunned. This isn't about revenge anymore. It's bigger than that. That afternoon, I'm invited to join a student roundtable on mental health. All the girls on the call are from different schools. But their stories? I could have written them. One girl says, I used to feel like I was the backup friend. The one they only called when someone else canceled. Another says, they used my insecurities as punchlines. Then called me too sensitive when I flinched. I swallow hard.
Same.
All of it. I speak last. And when I do, I tell the truth. I used to think something was wrong with me. That maybe if I smiled more or talked less or bought the same lip gloss as them, I'd finally fit. But what I've learned is that some people only like you when you don't like yourself. There's silence on the line. Then the nodding starts. Then the tears. Then the claps. And I realize, I'm not just a girl who got replaced in a group chat anymore. I'm someone people listen to. But even now, reminders creep in. That Friday, I'm walking past the courtyard when I hear Riley's voice.
Loud.
Careless. She thinks she's Oprah now or something. Someone else laughs. Another joins in. They think I can't hear them. Or maybe they hope I can. Because the old me? She would have run to the bathroom and cried.
But now?
I keep walking. And I let their words bounce off the confidence I've built. Brick by brick. Day by day. That night, I get tagged in a post. It's from a girl I don't know. She's holding a notebook. On the front, it says, I am not disposable. I am not a punchline. She captions it. Inspired by @Madison Speaks. Thank you for giving us words. I stare at it for a long time. And I cry again. Not from hurt. From hope. Later, I open Kayla's newest message. I know I already reached out. But I watched your latest podcast. And I just want you to know, I'm truly sorry. For everything. I should have stood up for you. I should have been better. Even if we never talk again, I needed to say that. It's different this time. No excuses. No, I was going through stuff. Just honesty. I sit with it for a while. Then I write back. Thank you. That means something. I'm healing, and I hope you are too. I don't invite her back into my life. But I don't slam the door either. Meanwhile, the podcast keeps growing. I get featured in a student newsletter. A local radio show asks me to guest host a segment on teen mental health. Even the principal stops me in the hall and says, keep speaking up. You're changing things. And I believe her. Because something is shifting. Not just around me, but in me. The final piece clicks into place the day of the district panel. It's a big auditorium. There are parents, teachers, counselors, even the mayor is supposed to drop by. I'm sitting backstage with a mic in my hand. Sweaty palms. Shaky legs. And then, I glance at my reflection in the backstage mirror. And I see her. That same girl. 17 years old. Dark brown hair tied in a neat low bun. Wearing a soft maroon cardigan over a white button-down shirt, high-waisted black jeans, and flats. No longer trying to shrink. No longer apologizing.
Just standing. Steady.
When it's my turn, I step out onto the stage. The spotlight hits. But I don't flinch. I speak the way I always wanted to. There are thousands of girls like me in every school. Girls who sit quietly while their hearts are breaking. Girls who get cut out of group chats and lunch plans and sleepovers without warning. Girls who think their value depends on who accepts them. But here's the truth. Rejection doesn't define you. Silence doesn't erase you. You are still worthy, even when others forget how to see you. The crowd claps. And this time, I clap too. For me, that night, I sit on my bed, legs curled under me, laptop open. My inbox is full again. But now, the names are different. Producers, writers, teen mental health advocates. One message catches my eye. Hi Madison, I work with a platform called Girls Who Speak. We'd love to feature your story and offer you a contributor column. I gasp. And then I smile. The kind of smile you can only earn. I record one last voice memo for my next episode. They left me for dead in a group chat. But I used my voice, my pain, and my story to come back stronger. You don't need revenge. You need resurrection. And no one else gets to write your comeback but you. Somewhere between my third podcast episode and the fourth email from a news producer, it finally hits me. This isn't just a story anymore. It's a movement. Girls from across the country are tagging me, messaging me, emailing me their pain and their power. They say things like, "You told my story before I could. I don't cry alone anymore. You reminded me I'm not invisible." It's overwhelming, and beautiful, and terrifying, all at once. At school, I walk differently now. Not faster or with a strut, just lighter. I don't look down when passing my old group in the hall. I don't pretend I don't hear them whisper. I don't even react when Riley posts something passive-aggressive on her story like, "Some people love playing victim for likes face with rolling eyes." Let her post. Let them all. Because while they post cryptic shade, I'm busy helping build something real. One morning, I get a DM from a girl named Soraya. She's from a town I've never heard of. She writes, "My school wants to do a mental health assembly. I showed them your video. They asked if you'd speak. I know it's far, but even a video message would mean the world." I read it twice. Then again. And I smile. Because this is why I started. A week later, I'm standing in my bedroom, ring light on, hair tied in that same neat low bun I always wear. I'm wearing a soft maroon cardigan over a clean white blouse, tucked into high-waisted black jeans. My look now. The one that says, "I know who I am." I press record. "Hi, Soraya's school. I'm Madison. And I know what it feels like to be excluded. To be told you're too sensitive. Too loud. Too much. But I'm here to tell you, you're not broken. You're just human. And your voice matters more than you know." I pause. Then smile into the lens. Even if they kicked you out of the group chat, you're not alone. We're your group now. I upload it and email it to her. She responds 10 minutes later with, "They clapped. And some cried. Thank you." I cry too. It feels surreal, like my pain finally grew wings. But not everyone claps. One afternoon, I walk into the school library and see Riley at a table with her new friends. I'm there to return a book. I keep my head up. One of them sees me and mutters just loud enough, "Oh look, the podcast princess is here." They laugh. But it doesn't stick to me. I leave the book, smile politely, and walk out. I don't owe them anger anymore. I don't owe them anything. At home, I sit with my laptop, editing my latest episode. This one's about betrayal that hides behind friendship. I say things like, "Some of the cruelest people won't slap you in public. They'll just smile while they delete you." Slowly, quietly. The message is raw, honest, and real. I finish it, upload, and go to bed. By morning, it's my most played episode yet. The next big shift? The campaign. A nonprofit called Speak Louder reaches out. They want to partner with me to create a teen mental health ambassador program. They offer a small stipend and ask if I'd be willing to host a live stream series with other teen creators. It's the first time anyone's offered me money for something that came from my pain. And I say yes. Not for the money, but for the meaning. We go live on a Thursday evening. More than 5,000 people join. I host with 2 other girls, both creators, both survivors of toxic friendships. We talk boundaries,
Gaslighting. Healing.
in the comments, girls flood the chat. OMG, this happened to me too. I thought I was crazy, but this is real. Can we start our own group chat? We laugh. And we say,
Yes.
this is our group chat now. And no one gets kicked out. Later that night, I lie in bed staring at the ceiling. I used to wish I could go back in time and fix everything. Now, I wouldn't change a thing. If they hadn't replaced me, I would have never replaced the silence. The next day at school, something happens. In the cafeteria, I'm sitting alone with my journal and lunch when a freshman girl walks up. She's quiet, clutching her tray. She looks about 14. Round glasses, hair in 2 tight braids, nervous eyes. She says, "Is this seat taken?" I shake my head. She sits down slowly. "I listen to your podcast." I pause mid-bite. "Oh." She nods. "I was in a group. They pushed me out. Your story made me feel less broken." I don't cry, but I want to, because that's the moment I know. I didn't just go viral. I made a space. Over the next few weeks, more things happen. The school board invites me to speak at an anti-bullying summit. A journalist from Teen Voice reaches out for an interview. A girl messages me a picture of her wearing a hoodie that says, "You can't delete me." It's surreal. And every win makes me think. Not about revenge. Not about Riley. But about the 15-year-old version of me sitting on her bedroom floor, wondering why she wasn't good enough. This is for her. One night, I scroll through old photos. I stop on a group selfie, me, Riley, and Kayla. From a year ago. All smiling. All fake. I almost delete it. Then I don't. Because it's proof. Of how far I've come. Of who I was. Of who I'll never be again. I upload a new episode that weekend. The title, What They Replaced Me With, never lasted. I speak softly but powerfully. They made me feel like I was replaceable. But their new group chat? Already crumbling. Their new best friend? Already whispering behind their backs. You can't build loyalty on exclusion. But you can build power from pain.
And I did.
I still am. By now, I don't just walk taller.
I speak louder.
Even when I whisper. It starts with a single email. The subject line reads, "School speaker opportunity. Are you free next Friday?" It's from Ms. Wilson, the guidance counselor. She writes, "We're holding a school-wide assembly on digital responsibility and emotional wellness.
We'd like you to speak."
No pressure if it's too much, but the principal approved it. For a full minute, I just stare at the screen.
Me?
The same girl who was left on read? The same girl they deleted like a bad post? Now I'm being invited to speak for everyone? I reread it 3 times. Then I type, "I'd be honored. Thank you." And I hit send. The nerves come the night before. I pace my room, rehearsing lines out loud. I picture the auditorium. The rows of eyes. The same ones that used to avoid mine. I change my speech 3 times. Mom knocks on my door. She steps inside, her voice gentle. "You don't have to prove anything, you know." I smile, but it's shaky. I know, but I want to. And that's the difference. The next morning, I pull on my favorite outfit. A fitted burgundy sweater tucked into high-waisted black jeans. A silver pendant necklace. White sneakers. Hair tied neatly in a low ponytail.
Clean. Confident. Simple. Me.
At school, the auditorium buzzes with noise. I wait behind the curtain while a staff member gives announcements.
My palms are sweating.
My heart feels like it's trying to knock its way out of my chest. But then I remember the girl from the lunchroom. The one with the braids and the soft voice. The one who asked if she could sit beside me. And I breathe. This isn't about being liked. It's about being heard. They call my name. I walk out. The lights hit me hard, warm and bright. Students shift in their seats. Phones hover discreetly. I hear a few murmurs. I spot Riley, sitting dead center. Arms crossed. Face unreadable. Kayla's next to her, scrolling through something on her phone. It doesn't shake me. Not anymore. I take the mic.
Hi.
I'm Madison. I start, voice even. You might know me. You might not. But either way, you probably heard something about me. There's a ripple of laughter. Nervous and unsure. I keep going. I was removed from a group chat 6 months ago. That might sound silly, just high school drama, right? But that removal wasn't just about texts. It was the moment I learned what exclusion really feels like. Silence. Total. No whispering now. I scan the crowd slowly. Being deleted digitally?
It still hurts in real life.
It makes you question your worth. It makes you think, did I do something wrong? Was I too much? Not enough. I pause. A few heads nod, slowly but they do. So I did what I never imagined I could. I spoke out. I shared my pain. And something strange happened. People listened. I stepped closer to the edge of a stage. And then they shared theirs. Because this wasn't just my story. It was everyone's. I talked for 10 minutes. About online cruelty. About emotional manipulation in friend groups. About how silence feeds shame. I don't name names. I don't get revenge. I give truth. And when I'm done, the silence breaks with a wave of applause. Some slow. Some fast. Some stunned. But it's real. I walk off stage, breathless. Ms. Wilson meets me backstage with a hug and glass of water. You did something real, she whispers. I nod, tears hot in my eyes. Later that day, my DMs are flooded. I cried during your speech. Thank you for being so honest. Can you help me start something like your podcast at my school? And one message that stops me cold. From Riley. I hesitate before opening it. It just says, you really made it all about you, huh? Congrats on your pity party. And suddenly I feel nothing. Not anger. Not sadness. Just freedom. Because her words don't stick anymore. At home, I sit at my desk, staring at the message. Then I open a blank page on my podcast editor.
And I speak.
Some people will never understand what they did. And that's okay. Because we don't heal by waiting for an apology. We heal by refusing to be quiet. So if you're listening and you've been hurt, kicked out, erased, this is your mic now too. The episode goes viral. Again. And this time not just among teens. A local news anchor plays a clip of my speech on air. An advocacy group for teen mental health reposts it. Suddenly, I'm not just a girl with a podcast. I'm being heard. A week later, I'm asked to join a roundtable panel with other teen advocates, streamed live on YouTube and Instagram. The topic? When digital exclusion becomes emotional abuse. I share my story. So, do others. We cry. We laugh. We build something bigger than any group chat could hold. Back at school, things change. Not in a dramatic, movie scene way, but in quiet, everyday ways. Girls I've never spoken to smile at me in the hallway. Teachers nod when they pass. One boy in math class says, "Hey, your podcast made my sister cry." In a good way. Even the librarian asks to carry my stickers at the front desk. I design them myself. They say, "You can't delete me." Then one day, in the bathroom between classes, I find something unexpected. A sticky note, stuck to the mirror. It says, "I stayed alive today, because of your words. A girl you don't know." I read it 3 times. Then I press my palm flat against it like a silent thank you. Because this is why I kept going. After school, I sit on my bed and reflect. This all started with the group chat. But it's not about that anymore. It's about showing up. About refusing to disappear. About helping others step out of the dark. And I'm not done yet. I never thought it would go this far. A few months ago, I was just a girl sitting in a dark room, wondering what I did wrong. Now I'm walking through the doors of a recording studio in downtown LA, invited as a guest on a nationally syndicated podcast that interviews rising voices in youth advocacy. They flew me out, paid for my hotel, even asked if I needed a stylist. I said no. I brought my favorite denim jacket, black tank top, gold stud earrings, loose curls, confidence, the kind I earned. The podcast host greets me with a big smile and warm handshake. "I've been following your story since the first clip went viral," she says. "You've changed the game, Madison." I smile back, nervous but steady. It's not just my story anymore. And that's the truth. We start recording. There's a mic in front of me again, but now I don't shake when I speak. I tell the story, all of it. The removal from the group chat. The silence from people I thought were friends. The moment I stopped waiting to be invited back. The podcast. The assembly speech. The sticky note on the mirror. I don't name names. Not once. But I tell the truth. And the truth doesn't need names to hurt. It just needs a voice. The episode goes live 2 days later. By the end of the week, over 2 million streams. A producer from a teen TV network emails asking if I'd like to be part of a docuseries about digital bullying. And then Riley posts something. A TikTok. A short one. She doesn't say my name, but she rolls her eyes, mimics my speech with exaggerated hand gestures, mouths the words, "They removed me, and I cried." Then fake cries. Caption. When you get replaced in a group chat and act like it's a war crime nail polish. And just like that, it's clear. She still doesn't get it. She still thinks this is about her. I stare at the screen, and I laugh. Not bitter. Not angry. Just done. Because her pettiness? It doesn't land anymore. The comment section under her post? It's not what she expected.
Wow.
So you're the one who kicked her out? This is low-key embarrassing for you. She's doing panels. You're doing impressions. That says it all. She deletes it within 24 hours. But screenshots never die. Later that night, I get another DM. It's from Kayla. Short. Quiet. "Hey, I know I didn't say anything before. I should have. You didn't deserve what we did. I'm sorry." For a moment, I don't know what to write back. And then I realize I don't have to. I just heart the message. Let it sit there. Because some apologies aren't for fixing the past. They're for releasing the weight. School feels different now. Not just for me, for everyone. I start seeing little changes. A girl in science class who used to eat alone now sits with a group of new friends. 2 juniors start a campaign to raise awareness about digital exclusion. The principal creates an anonymous submission box for students who feel left out. They call it the Unseen Voices Project. Guess who they asked to keynote the launch event?
Yeah, me.
At the event, I stand in front of students, teachers, even some parents. I look out into the audience. And for once, I don't feel like a misfit. I feel like a mirror. Because every kid here knows what it's like to feel invisible. And if I can hold a mic and make them feel seen, then it was all worth it. After the event, something unexpected happens. A woman approaches me, mid-30s, kind eyes, wearing a school staff badge. She smiles. "My daughter used to sit in the bathroom during lunch. Now, she plays your podcast out loud at the dinner table. She says you made her feel like she matters." And suddenly, my throat tightens. I just nod. Because what do you even say to that? At home that night, I open my phone, scroll through messages. I find one from an unknown number. "We were wrong. You never needed us. We just didn't like that you were realer than we were." I stare at it. No name. No sender ID. But I know who it is. I don't reply. I don't need to. Because this is what they'll never understand. You don't need a group chat when the world becomes your audience. 2 months later, I'm asked to speak at a national conference for teen mental health. They fly me out to New York. I walk on stage in front of 3,000 people. There are lights. A screen behind me showing my logo. You can't delete me. And then I say the words I never thought I'd get to say. I thought being replaced meant being erased. But I was wrong. Sometimes being removed is just life's way of making room for something bigger. The applause echoes like thunder. After the conference, as I wait at the airport, I see a familiar face on a small phone screen. Riley. She's in someone else's TikTok now. Trying to go viral with a dance trend. Trying to stay relevant. It hits me, finally. She didn't replace me. She freed me. When I board the plane, I slip my earbuds in and open my voice recorder. New episode. Title: When They Shut You Out, Build a Door. I smile to myself. Then I hit record. Sometimes the people who shut you out do it because they're scared you'll shine too bright. So go ahead.
Shine anyway.
Go bigger. Be louder. And if they still don't listen, go global.